Few fictional characters have made such a long evolving impact as DC Comics' Caped Crusader Bruce Wayne aka Batman, who resides in Gotham City. This is a character that has been taken in several forms and spawned into several franchises like video games, comics, TV series besides the movies. This is a character everyone is familiar and with. Batman, the Caped Crusader will take a deep dive behind the mythology of the famous comic book character. Batman was created by Bob Kane and Bill Finger in 1939. The character showed up in the DC issue on March 30, 1939, as a strip. The creator tried to create a new character after Superman. Even though Bob Kane has been credited solely all the time and is primarily the one who gets the credits, Bill Finger is one who often becomes forgotten. In Hulu's Batman and Bill, it explains and depicts the story of the unknown co-creator Bill Finger and how he has contributed to the success of the famous detective. The most recognized trait of the character, you might find in Sherlock Holmes with Wayne's detective skills that he provides during his evaluations and investigations. Another one that has been supplied, is Zorro's and how it culminates in creating an urban hero. A legend. His personality as a billionaire, playboy, and philanthropist has been one of the appealing characteristics adding to his character. As you might already be aware, the character doesn't have any superpowers like Superman or Spider-Man. Instead, he's been through a childhood trauma when his parents are killed, and he seeks to justify their death through his crime fighting in the corrupt city of Gotham. Compared to other superheroes' evolutions, Wayne resonates with his audience in a different way. It's a more humane-driven background which makes him a character easier to relate to. For the time being, it's been over 80 years since his comic books debuted in Detective Comics and have mesmerized readers and audiences and fans worldwide. The creation of Kane and Finger has been a phenomenon and continues to bring in the big money for studios even today. One thing that the first issue of Batman has contributed is how stories are told and what effect a trauma has on the main character. Bruce's parents' death has been reinvented in other stories and pushed the trait of an origin story. A similar origin is told in J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series where he becomes an orphan as a toddler, and which impact it has had. Even if the Potter stories are for children per se, the trait is still there and viable. The character is gloomy, dark and the pages don't make the reader happier. The crimes are often gruesome with murder and serious crimes, a sign that the character and the world behind it aims for a more mature audience. Most prominent are probably Gordon and Alfred as Wayne's closest allies. During the golden age of comics, Batman founded Justice League with Superman aka Clark Kent. The Rouge Gallery has returned several times later, even during the Silver Age of comics, where Adam West and Bill Ward's performances of the character become a more serious thing. With both a TV series and a film, the Plink Ploy series ran for 120 episodes, gaining the recognition of the character even more. Its approach is more of an adventure-like display of today's gloomy Dark Defender. Between 1966 to 1968 the series ran and earned 3 Emmy Awards nominations. It reinvents the character as we move from the sway 1960s to the more serious 1970s and it reflects on the pages. The 1980s has been named Modern Age of Comic Books or more accurate Dark Age of Comic Books. The latter mostly due to the influence of Miller's Batman and Watchmen. The comics grew large during this time and in the 1980s, Frank Miller's masterpiece The Dark Knight Returns turns the whole shebang around with its retelling of the character as an old, bitter man returning after retiring as the superhero. The story Miller crafted during the mid-80s has given a lasting impact for decades that still resonates to the superhero even today, inspiring aspiring filmmakers produce and adapt the source material in a proper way.